Hey everybody, we're going to start Project 13, which is the radio commercial project. This project is finally going to take a whole bunch of the little things you've been learning how to do in the class and figure out how to put it together in one big whole thing. So this radio commercial you're going to make, it's going to be about 30 seconds. You're going to sell or promote a product or a service. You can have that be a real product or service, something made up and imaginative and creative. If you're using a real product or service, you can do that, but you can't duplicate an existing commercial. This has to be your own work. You could use like the name of a product, but you'd have to come up with your own ad that would sell that thing. Your finished commercial is going to have three parts to it: spoken dialogue, which is you saying the words of the commercial; background music, which you will compose however you choose; and a lot of your commercials will want sound effects. There are some places where sound effects could show up, and all those things are going to come together in one short, tight 30-second commercial. There's some details that you're going to want to consider. The volume, inflection of your voice, the speed and the pace of your words and energy. You want to know who's your targeted audience. If you're marketing something to senior citizens for the AARP newsletter versus trying to get 21-year-olds to drink Red Bull, you're going to have a very different advertisement. The tone, the pacing, the music, because you're really trying to get inside the head of the person you're trying to sell to. So you got to figure out who's your audience, who's actually likely to buy your thing, what kind of music would speak to them, how should your voice sound, and that will change depending on your product. Each commercial should have information about your product or service, information about your company, contact information. What do they do if they want to buy it? Where can they find the thing? Legal disclaimers if that's useful. And there are other things that you could include in here. Where necessary, they all need to be there. Do be creative. I've had a whole lot of these be really neat and some really funny and ridiculous products being sold, and then some that are just very straightforward. All of them are welcome. The length limit is a hard limit, not longer than 30 seconds and not shorter than 25 seconds. So it's got to fit right in there somehow. Has to have some kind of music in the background. You can use recorded audio, which is something that maybe you know how to play guitar or something. You could record that into BandLab. You could use virtual instruments. That's where you know how to program a tune, like we studied the other day with some of the melodic dictations. You can also use loop packs. Any way that you know how to make music in BandLab is okay here. This one's important. Make sure the music is mixed so it doesn't distract from the necessary dialogue in the commercial. If your music is too loud and your voice is too soft, then that's going to make it so nobody's listening to your voice because all they can focus on is your music. If one instrument is really sticking out of the mix and it's distracting, then there again, they're not going to be able to focus on your voice as much. So remember, the music is important, but the music is serving the words and the purpose of the advertisement. So mix it and create it with that in mind. Your commercial has to include recorded dialogue audio tracks. So this is where you are speaking the words. I recommend that you do multiple short takes to get this to work. I don't suggest that you try to do the entire speaking commercial in a single take. It's very likely to make a mistake, have to go back, make a mistake, have to go back, delete the whole thing. You're much better, record a short thing, cut it off, record another short thing. You can edit, splice things together. You can really fine tune it that way, compress the maximum amount of information into this 25 or 30-second commercial. I do highly suggest that you pre-write a script for yourself. It will sound a lot better. You will not sound like you're rambling. That's really not what you want here. Again, 25 to 30 seconds, you really got to get to the point quickly. For your recorded audio, your spoken voice, or if you're doing recorded music because you already know how to play an instrument, you can record that directly into BandLab, or you can use other programs to do it, whatever one you're used to. Even if you want to record it on a phone or tablet and import that into your project, all of that is fine. This BBC sound effects library is something I found. There are thousands upon thousands of different sound effects there. Some of them are quite long, but some are short, so you can open that up, search for a certain sound effect. You can also use Google if you're looking for the sound of a dog barking or a spring going boing. If you can get the right Google search, you can download an MP3 file and then drag that into your project, and that works just fine. This last one here is very important. I talked about the mixing earlier. You need to make sure that your dialogue, your spoken word, whatever sound is going on, all of it needs to be audible, but nothing should be taking over that isn't the most important thing. So listen critically. I suggest once you're done, the next day come back to it, re-listen again with a fresh ear, just to see if there's anything that needs to be tightened up. The thing to keep in mind with a radio commercial is you don't really have a lot of time to sell your product. So you want to really try to hook your audience with every tool available to you. That's the project. I look forward to seeing what you've got. Have a great day.